They were not economic migrants. They were not economic migrants. They called themselves explorers. And we all know the results, which is colonization. And when you think of what, for example, the Belgians did in the Congo, the English did in the modern day Ghana, which was then the Gold Coast, Nigeria, the Gambia. When you think of what the Dutch have achieved in their times and their journeys to the modern day South Africa, the Portuguese, it goes on and on, the Germans. But no, the Africans must be sent back. Sent back to their countries where they have no say because the leaders have hijacked the economies and the finances of these people, and with the knowledge of these same European leaders, all these African countries do things not necessarily because somebody has to stop them. No, they do things and indirectly with the knowledge of the developed countries, Europeans, Americans, Canadians. It is a shame when I think of the fact that because of the image that has been created that the African is a victim. And this is why in my earlier segments I have indicated to all who care, and if you indeed come from a country in sub-Saharan Africa, dark skin, you need to get up and get yourself a voice, because things are getting out of hand. There is no place for you in Europe. There is no place for you back home in your own country. What needs to be done is to first and foremost, in my opinion, break down this myth. Break down this myth that Africans are one people. That is a lie. That needs to be broken down, and the individual African countries get their identities back so that the focus will be much more stronger individually to make their cases, instead of accepting the generalization, making it look like it is something that has become hopeless, and as they usually say, basket case. That is not true. It has become easy. It is very easy to stereotype the African, and thereby making it easy to do these unfair things against them. We know of this disturbing pictures from Calais in France, where migrants, mostly from dark-skinned countries or populated countries in sub-Saharan Africa, who have struggled to try to get through by fair or foul means to the United Kingdom because they believe that there is a better life for them out there. And out of desperation, most of these defenseless people have been forced to make camps, illegal camps, in shamby quarters, in tents, And who has their backs? No one. After so many years of struggles, they are forced out. And this is not the only scene. Recently, there was also another one, also with a huge concentration of illegal Africans. Many, plenty from Cote d'Ivoire, from Mali, from Burkina Faso, who have all converged in an enclave in Morocco, which apparently is a gateway to Spain. And the struggle goes on. In my book, I have reluctantly given this issue a title. And when you look at the faces of dark-skinned people, mostly from sub-Saharan African countries, what do you see? The worst sadness. You see desperation. You see hopelessness. They have no voice. They have no voices to speak for themselves. And think about this. And because for those of you who do not know, the European countries have been down to sub-Saharan Africa and taken most of what they felt was necessary to take to enrich themselves. I don't know the history of the Middle East, but I'm yet to be convinced that the European countries went there as explorers to take most of their resources, their natural resources, from them, as they did with countries in sub-Saharan Africa. The European countries know this. They know this so well, and it is worrying to me that it's been going on and on and on. What we get to know once in a while is this permanent arrangement that the countries donate either directly or through the numerous humanitarian organizations to these African countries, and then they wash their hands off. But no, I just think it's about time that all you people out there who care stand up and help create a strong voice, both to the countries, to the developed countries outside the continent of Africa, and to the leaders in the various countries in sub-Saharan Africa. And that a common solution must be found. Because I strongly believe that these leaders in sub-Saharan African countries do what they do because they know that they can get away with it. The European leaders know very well that these leaders in sub-Saharan Africa are very, very happy for getting their hands on money. The European countries know that, so therefore they always seize this opportunity to go around the system without feeling guilty. But this must stop. This must stop, and I would strongly appeal for your assistance. In whatever way you can, you need to help create a common voice against this. It is simply unfair that human beings are put in a situation where they are running away from their countries because their own leaders are manipulating their economies and thereby denying them access to enjoy the benefits of these wealth, this immense wealth. And when they make attempts to come outside, trying to reach out to the European countries who have been there many years back, they are stopped and sent back in some of the most discriminatory ways because they are not wanted. They are too primitive. We don't want them in our midst. So let's send them back to Africa. I sincerely appeal to you, in whatever way you can, in whatever non-violent way you can, help create a strong voice and do something about what I consider the faces of desperation, the faces of need, the faces of hopelessness. Because dark-skinned people from sub-Saharan African countries are also human, just like you and me. Thank you, and hope you would help do something about it.